This policy document committee did what Napoleon couldn't do. They were inaugurated mid-May. And when we did inauguration, I gave them terms of reference, and I gave them 2 weeks to submit their report. But when they started operating, I knew that what I thought was going to be 2 weeks became 4.5 months. And it's not 4.5 months of wasted time. It's 4.5 months of diligent service to the people of Kogi State. The committee was carefully selected, made up of professors, captains of industries, astute, seasoned civil servants, retired, technocrats, lawyers, chartered accountants, and they all put their heads together. But one thing is unique. Every one of them is from Kogi State. So I thank your committee. And I also thank those who are not here. The likes of Professor Ajayi, who put in a lot of efforts. The likes of Dan Ogu, Dr. Dan Ogu, who is away in America. The likes of Justina Abanida, who are not here. The likes of Natasha Akpoti, who also participated seriously in the committee. And others who are not here. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Having appreciated the committee, I want to say that today in the history of Kogi State, among all the governorship candidates and political parties participating in the 2023 governorship election, PDP is the only party that is doing what we are doing. We promised when we got this mandate that we are going to do things differently. What we are doing here is to announce to Kogites, to announce to Nigerians that the incoming government of Kogi State, by the grace of God, will do things differently. No party is talking about a policy document, apart from the PDP. And by the time I looked at this document, I've looked at it, I've read it, it's not only robust, but it's a solution book. Because we suffer times of vicissitude and vacillation in Kogi State. We're in times of opprobrium. We're in times of obloquy. We are in the den, an evil forest in Kogi State. As I speak, I repeat, Kogi is the only state today where a serving permanent secretary is taking Okada to the office. Kogi today, a level 16 officer is taking 18,000 naira salary. I said, we had a meeting in Lokoja last week. Many of my campaign council members were with me when I was meeting some people. A man got up in that meeting and told me that his wife called him, he was at a function, and his wife called him and said, I have good news for you when you get home. The man said he thought of it, good news. I told this woman, I've arrived menopause. I would have been thinking maybe she's pregnant. What is the good news? When he got home, his wife said she got an alert, a level 13 officer said she got an alert of 20,000. There's an increase in her salary by 4,000 plus. That is the good news. That is to tell you the state of decadence, the state of poverty, the state of corruption, and satanic manifestations in Kogi State. These are people with families. He conducted a needless screening exercise for the civil service. Retrenched, sacked, and kept some people hanging because they have a list of uncleared. They didn't clear you. You are not uncleared, but you are hanging. And as I speak with you, many people died because people were traveling from Egbe to Lokoja to attend screening like 4 or 5 times. Accident happened. Salaries were stopped. As I speak, many who are hypertensive could no longer buy their drugs. Many who were diabetic could not fund and they died. Today, in the history of our state, we have the largest number of missing persons in Nigeria. Those we did not see their dead body, we don't know if they are alive, including the PDP chairman of Okene local government. For 4 years, we are still looking for him. As I speak, for 4 years, we are still looking for him. The number of missing persons, you cannot imagine the number. Not to talk of those who were murdered under daylight. Just 2 months ago, 27 people were killed in Ejule in 1 day. I'm giving us this background for us to know that we have a lot of work to do. The states have been completely bastardized. Our economy is in shambles. Healthcare, all our hospitals, they are now mere consulting clinics. There are no roads in any part of the state. The great water works done by Governor Ibrahim Idris, properly managed by Governor Wada, today make it 11 months in the capital city of Lokoja, no water. That is the type of state we are going to inherit. So that's why we saw the need to be scientific, to be digital in our ameliorative and palliative measures for the bastardization of our state. Hence, the putting together of a committee to intellectually and practically look at these problems with solvable solutions. And this document, for me, is a prayer answered. I want to promise that as a child of God, as one who fears God, that I, through the grace of God, will implement this policy document. And I want to encourage co-guides that weeping may tarry till night, but joy cometh in the morning. I want to say to co-guides that the Egyptians you see today, by the grace of God, very soon you shall see them no more. Today, somebody called himself a lion, a white lion. But we know in reality there are no white lions. So this is a fiction. And lions are not supposed to live with human beings. So if we have any lion in Kogi State, one promise I'm making to Kogite is that we shall send this lion back to the zoo. The civil service in Kogi State will be reformed. Dignity and respect shall be restored. And I promise, through the grace of God, that we will pay salary 25th of every month, and it will be full salary. Full salary. We are going to prioritize the participation of women and youths. We are going to prioritize the participation of women and youths because for me, they are the bedrock of our development. Our women have been shortchanged for long. They've been in the background for long. The only political advantage, especially under Yaya Bello, for women is the office of the First Lady. But we are going to make sure that by the grace of God, women play their relevant roles in government. Women are going to be encouraged and empowered to meet their target goals. We are not going to do empowerment just by, no. There will be proper skill acquisition, training and retraining, and proper small-scale industrialization of our state. Today in Kogi, there's no longer middle class. It's only the rich and the poor. And in Kogi today, the rich are getting richer, those in power, those in government, while the poor are getting poorer. You will imagine that 2 billion naira was released to Kogi state government as palliative by the federal government. Today, I can bet my liver that not one person in Kogi have benefited from that 2 billion naira. Instead, they sat down and appropriated the money and said part of it will be used for road construction. When government said palliative, I wrote petition to the EFCC, 38 petitions against the state government, one of which is how the 20 billion naira released by the Buhari administration as bailout was released to Kogi state government. Kogi state government went and fixed that money in a fixed deposit in Sterling Bank. I wrote a petition to EFCC, detailed account number, everything. Kogi state government withdrew withdrew over 300 million from that money and then paid the rest into fixed deposit. By the time the EFCC started the investigation, Kogi state government denied the money, that it's not their money. Yes. Kogi government came to court and said that money is not our money because of the EFCC investigation. And as I speak with you, that money has been, the court ordered that money be taken to Central Bank. And the money is now with Central Bank. Kogi lost 20 billion naira. This is the type of government we are running. So there is no sane, logical person today who have blood flowing through his veins and not kerosene will vote for APC in Kogi State. By the grace of God, local government money will be local government money under the PDP administration. $15 years ago, 10 years ago, local governments in Kogi State were doing projects, constructing culverts. Some local governments have graders. They have payloaders. They carry out minor rural roads. Today, no local government in Kogi State can dig or has dug a well. A well. Salaries are not being paid. Local governments no longer have vehicles. You have drivers that are not driving. Local government secretariats, most local government secretariats in Kogi State are under lock and key. But we are announcing to Nolge, we are announcing to the people of Kogi State, we are announcing to teachers that by the grace of God, a new day is coming. Development has been arrested in Kogi State immediately after Governor Wada. There's no form of development. But there shall be a new order. We are too blessed as a people to be poor. I brought people from Holland and Netherlands. They spent 4 weeks and they gave me a scientific report of the mineral resources beneath the Earth's surface in Kogi State. They carried out very rich research. We have 52 mineral resources in commercial quantities beneath the Earth's surface in Kogi, out of which only one has been actually tapped: limestone. Only one. The rest, just there. We have uranium. The market value for uranium today, globally, is over 12 billion US dollars. We have the largest deposit of uranium in Nigeria in Kogi, yet we are not participating in this market. We have gypsum. We have tantalites. All these in commercial quantities, but we have not tapped into one. Everybody is rushing to Abuja to come and collect the federal allocation. That's why the Holy Book said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And the money is collected in Abuja. They don't even go to Lokoja. It's shared here in Abuja. When we as PDP government, by the grace of God, whatever we are getting from Abuja will be dedicated to payment of salary, training and training of the civil service, pension and gratuity, and backing promotions that will be cash backed. That is what we use salaries for. But we are going to raise the IGR of the state without taxing poverty. We are going to raise the IGR of the state without taxing poverty. Anytime I look at the resources we have, all the way, today you check the Guinness Book of Records, the largest cruise you can have is in Miami. Marine cruise, 4 hours, 15 minutes. And every year, from all over the world, people travel to Miami to go and do beach visits and then do marine travel. Dubai, a desert, also do marine travel. People go there and pay 600 dirhams to do a cruise, a water cruise, a desert. And the farthest you can go in Dubai is 2 hours, 15 minutes. But I can announce to you for free that from Lokoja to Onitsha, uninterrupted, 8 hours. You can't find it anywhere in the world. 8 hours. 8 hours uninterrupted. All we need to do is to go on CNN and advertise for 1 year that the largest marine cruise is in Africa. In Africa is in Nigeria. In Nigeria, visit Kogi. Visit Kogi. By the time you promote that for 1 year and the basic infrastructures are put in place, we will be entitled to write Olympics and say we want to host one of the marine games. Yes. And you know what that will do to our tourism, you know what it will do to our economy. In 4 years, by the grace of God, we are going to build new Lokoja. All of us knew that York was in existence before New York was built. Zealand was in existence before New Zealand was built. Jersey was in existence before the new Jersey was built. We are going to build new Lokoja. It's not rocket science. 20 years ago, there was no Lekki, whether phase 1 or phase 2. There was no banana. Lands were reclaimed. All this thing is Snake Island, BGC. They were all products of leadership. Reclaimed lands. And banana is a perception. They started selling land in banana very expensive. What makes banana better than Ikoyi? It's perception. In Abuja here, if you are by Emma Plaza, you are in Wuse. If you cross less than 200 meters to Yoruba Mosque, you are in Metama. And a land in Metama, we buy 2 or 3 in Wuse. It's perception. We are also going to create that perception because we have the best plateau in Africa, Mount Patti in Lokoja. And what we are going to do is to create that semblance of banana on Mount Patti. Put the cable cars. There are loose funds all over the world begging for where to put them. All you need is leadership and contact. We'll have it and we will get it. I will announce a land, the most expensive land in Africa. It's on Mount Patti. You want to buy a land there is $1 million. And you know, rich people, it's a matter of perception. Dangote will want to prove that I am rich. I want to buy. The president of Kenya will say that place in Nigeria that they said is expensive. Go and get me a land there. The president of Ghana will do so. People like Mike Adenuga will do so. And people who are already neighbors of Mount Patti will, my daddy Ogbeha, we will help him increase the value of his land. And I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, it is not a mirage. It's doable. And through the grace of God, we will do it. We will do it. Those who did it, they don't have 4 heads. Here in Abuja, El-Rufai created 4 districts in 4 years. In 4 years, Jahi, Utako, Katampe, we are all created. We will also build 4 districts, 4 new districts in Lokoja. All we need to do is, you have real estate companies that have the capacity these days. See what Cross Groove is doing. See what Billard is doing. Yeah? A number of them. All you need to do is come into partnership with them. Give them the enabling environment. Be guarantee to civil servants who will buy. And maybe in 15 years, long-term repayment plan. And government becomes the guarantee. You have developed the place. Today, Lokoja is a glorified local government. Kogi State is the only state where you will enter the capital one way and go out one way, no alternative routes. Nobody designed a city like that. By the grace of God, so that I don't keep us unnecessarily waiting, I assure us and the people of Kogi that it's going to be a new dawn. It's going to be a new order. It's going to be a new day. And that is why I personally created the commission. There are a lot of commissions across the states, even the country. There's the National Economic Council. There are state commissions and economic development commissions. But that of Kogi is the first to be called Independent Kogi Economic Development Commission, because it will be independent indeed, and we will look for credible people who will look into the governor's eye and speak the truth to power, to man it, and that will take us out of the land of Egypt by the grace of God to the promised land of Canaan. Good afternoon, and God bless you.